Hey, what's happening, Shib Army? I've actually got a couple videos I've got to bring to you, a couple different things happening with Shib. But first and foremost, I wanted to talk about where the current price is and the fact that I am buying more Shiba Inu right now. And here's why. This is not just something that's happening with Shib. This is an entire market correction. I'm going to show you that in this video, and it has to do with Bitcoin, right? Of course. Bitcoin rules the world, and it makes up almost, at least the crypto world, maybe the full world one day. But in the crypto world, it makes up nearly 45%, give or take, depending on which day you look at it. And we could see from the Crypto Fear and Greed Index that yesterday we were in the extreme greed zone at 84, right? And even last week, we were topping out at 76. Now, when we find this extreme greed, usually here's what we can see. See this big correction on the chart? That's exactly what we're seeing. We had a big pop in the price. Bitcoin set new all-time highs. Look, it popped all the way up into the 80s, okay? Usually when we get into that 80 range, look, we did up here too. Back in October, we came back down a little bit. This is only the second time in the last, what do we got here? Last month that we've been up in the 80s on the Crypto Fear and Greed, okay? So this is, again, one of the most important metrics that I watch. Now, what happens here? Why measure fear and greed? Well, here are the things that they look at, okay? And if you've seen this before, bear with me because there are a lot of new people to crypto, and I think this is important for them to know, all right? These are the data sources and how they get this information. They look at volatility. They're measuring the current volatility and the max, okay? Then they also look at market momentum and volume, measuring the current volume and market momentum, again, in comparison with the last 30/90-day average values. Social media sentiment, that makes up 15% of their metric. Surveys, which is currently paused, and dominance, which is 10%, and trends, Google Trends. They pull Google Trends data from various Bitcoin-related search queries and crunch those numbers. Now, I also look at Google Trends for all the different coins that I look at. Always think it's important. Where are we now? Well, we're back in greed zone, not extreme greed. So when we tend to stay in this greed zone, we tend to be okay. All right. But when we get into extreme greed, usually we're going to get some type of pullback. And those are good opportunities to jump in, buy the dip on various assets that you like. So I'm looking around the crypto space. I'm looking at a lot of different areas. And right here on Shib, look at this. We could see on TradingView, we were down here a couple days ago, then popped back off there nicely. So I'm expecting a nice little return back up into the mid fives relatively soon here. I think this is just a minor correction. I think it's a good opportunity to buy the dips. Of course, you've got to make that decision for yourself. I'm letting my Patreon members know when I'm buying. I've been kind of dollar cost averaging on the way down here over the past 3-4 days, just kind of buying the dips on the way down. That's another good strategy that you can do. You can always stop DCAing once it bounces back up, right? Let's say you have 500 on the sidelines. Maybe, the last 4 days you're putting in 100 each day, and now you're DCAing on the way down, and you're buying the dip just each and every day, right? So that's a good strategy to kind of go about it. So I wanted to come on here, just tell you that. I did make a YouTube short about this just a minute ago too. But yes, I'm buying the dip. That's what I'm doing. Let me know what you're doing down below in the comment section. Always love hearing from you. Thank you all so much for the support. Make sure you like that smash button, subscribe to the channel, and Shib Army, keep the faith. We are okay. All is well. Because Satoshi Kusama is coming out very soon with a Medium paper to squash some of the FUD that's been happening. I'm going to be talking about that in the next update. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you in the next video.